I did.
So, do we have time for another pack before it begins or
No,
not?
we don't have time at all, dude. We gotta go.
I know.
I know. It's like I'm excited. I'm scared because, like I said, it's yeah. Make it stop. Don't worry. I did. I have the power, and the power is just delete him. Delete him.
You know you loved it.
Oh
You know
God, he
you
still
loved
has
it,
the
Zerf
power to
man.
talk. I don't. Gosh, this is really stressful. He has so much power here.
I have
Um.
the admin powers in this Discord.
Oh God, we're ruined.
Oh no.
So, Amber Steel match. This is very exciting because I think Amber Steel is the hero we all need. It's the hero that comes back every meta and says, guys, don't worry. I'm here for you. So I'm hoping that this is a chance of something greater to come. But also, I don't want Zan to lose because I kind of do want to follow him into the top 8. So honestly, I could be happy either way. Do you have any strong emotions coming into this match?
Hmm.
It's hard.
I can't say anything more than you already said.
I know it's
Uh,
good, it's bad. I want to see other decks. I don't know. So I hope somehow. Well, I don't want to draw. That's the one thing I don't want. So anything but that.
mm. Well, I gotta say, like, I don't know. Let's see it resolve. Let's see it resolve.
Hey, this is SirAshtown over here with 20 Lore Pro. Just wanted to tune in, see how y'all are doing.
We're stressed because like we're
Yeah.
stressed, man. I mean, because could go either way, and I don't know who I want to win. So that's how I'm feeling. How are you feeling, knowing that we want Zan to be in the top 8 because we can get to follow him, but also he's kind of being like the heel here. He's being the guy where it's like he's unstoppable
I
or legally not allowed to speak upon it. That's okay.
no, I think that Zan has been playing great.
He
I think
has. He's shown
his
he fears
yeah,
nothing.
he has shown that he knows his deck. He's put a lot of reps in. He understands the archetype. He knows his matchups, and he's 5-1. Hector, we've seen some great competitors here today. I mean, great competitors. So I'm hoping to see Zan's great play into the top because it would be great to see that how he pilots against the players who are the cream of the crop here at CCS. But he's still got 3 rounds to go. I mean, he's 5-1. Depending on the records, we could see where this leads.
I know. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it is not over until a few times from now. So, and we're already seeing a very explosive opening. You know, if you can't have one Daisy, what's better than that, too? And we know Zan has a lot of things he does not want to send to the bottom. So he's like, hey, stop. Whatever you're about to do with 3 Ink, don't. And goes ahead and plays. Okay, I don't know where that sound came from. I'm scared. But we do see that Daisy get strength, which was enough because she already had, she was challenged by Belle. Doesn't feel great to use that much to take out just one, but it did work.
I believe she was not challenged by Bell, but Strength of Raging Fire was played actually.
Oh, well, I guess I just don't see 4 characters. So I was just worried how, where that first 2 damage came from. Oh,
Uh,
Storm. There we go.
yes, Storm.
Thank you. I was like, well, how did she get 2 damage? But no, that makes sense. And this is a classic. This is songs. I see Ariel, so this is not a low to the ground aggro. I mean, there is aggro if you see a Daisy, but we're seeing Ariel, which is exciting because we haven't seen Ariel do some stuff this tournament. We won't. She's gone. She just got Strength of
Ooh.
Raging Fire.
So that is really important when you are against Amber Steel, especially the song one. You want to deny any Singer 5 capabilities.
Yeah, especially because I mean, yeah, we know that having singers 3 and all that can be helpful, but that so someone pointed out playing an Ariel when you knew that there's removal on that side is scary, and unfortunately, Ariel got sent to the banish pile, which is unfortunate because that is something a powerful start that he needed to keep Zan in check in this match.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you don't play anything, if by fear of getting removed at a certain point, you just don't play anything.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the things in Lorcana that is stressful because you ultimately you don't want to play yourself. You want to play good. Basically, if you play afraid of losing, then you will likely lose. Which sounds kind of silly, but it is true that you have to be questing. And in this case, he is getting a lot of pressure put onto him really early by Zan. Which in a deck like this, you want to have a pretty explosive start. And then we also see that he does have a world's greatest criminal mind, so he's ready for a big Tamatoa, but he has to wait for something to do. Happy Tamatoa. I'm liking that. I'm liking Happy Tamatoa and Shiny Tamatoa. I'm really liking that nomenclature.
We recognize them with those names really easy.
Yeah, I'm not sure if everyone else does, but I think yeah, you got your medium problem Tamatoa and your bigger. I don't know. I think the smaller one might be actually more of a problem. Either way, we're probably gonna see him soon because that is what Zan has done. It's been a seafood boil, and all the crabs have been on the menu, but in a good way, like in the way where like you want the crabs have been cooking, they haven't been cooked.
Crabs are cooking.
So for anybody tuning in, this is the last round for today. So it is a 9-round tournament. Cut to top 8. So right now we are going to go ahead and just keep battling it out. And this round is very important because it feels good to end on a good note. So I feel like Hector does not want to drop this game because that's going to put him in a precarious place, but neither does Zan. Both of them have 1 loss, and 2 puts you in a place where you kind of have to debate what your odds are of making it to that top 8.
2 losses makes you on the bubble, and it is really stressful.
Exactly. I'm trying to see here while they're playing out this. I know that Hector is not having exactly what he wanted to be doing right now, but he is keeping Zan's board pretty clean, and we see that Zan hasn't been able to develop his treasure trove of items like he normally has by this point.
We have an IRAM and a Pete in play right now. And on the other side, we have a Troubadour and Rapunzel. So we are in a situation where no one is at a clear advantage, but that remains to be seen. I believe Zan is in a better position, lightly, because he can put some items. He can put ramp. He can put any card, like a 6-cost Tamatoa, to recover some of the items in the discard pile. Hector does not have any Singer 5 to sing songs. But again, do you want to sing a whole new world there? Not sure.
Now, looking at, you're talking about the bubbles, so I'm trying to do like that little math of where are we at. And so right now we have 27 players who are 5-1. We have 1 player who's 5-0-1, meaning they won 5 and then they had a draw. And then we only have 4 undefeated players, meaning at the end of this round there will only be 2 people left who are undefeated. So there will be a larger swath of people who have that 5-1 or 6-1 record. So very interesting, but yeah, they definitely have narrowed down the playing field by quite a lot over these past few rounds.
Wondering, are you in a comfortable position to have 7 win and draw? Maybe.
That's my least favorite math in the world because I'm like, oh, and I know that that's like you can't be at this level without being able to do that math, but it's still hard. Now we do see that Scrooge get a Shield of Arendelle, which will be very nice to have against a Songs deck. Now the Troubadour can sing along Game Zoos, but once he has that shield deployed, it makes it a little less scary for the Happy Tamatoa that is likely trying to come out here at some point.
Yeah. So the Troubadour, like, it is an interesting choice to put in the Ember Steel song deck because you're still playing Rapunzel, and If you want to maximize value of your Rapunzel, you might need the Ursula card
Well,
instead of the Troubadour.
so I had this debate, so I'm ready for this conversation. So the thing is this tells me that he has Miss Bianca because he's an ally and Vanessa is not. So what I've heard is that if you're running Miss Bianca, you are, hey, someone in the chat made me try to, no, I said it first, the zoologist. So that's food where you more likely increase your chances of getting that Bianca down early. But to your point, what do you value more? A Bianca that's a 5/5 that can challenge, or sing? She's good at a lot of things. Let's be honest. Just Bianca kind of does it all. Or do you value having that turn for card draw? And I think that's just a choice that can be pretty tricky to make.
Yeah. Also, having one more card to draw instead of a Stinger 6. I think the choice is obvious for Amber Steel. You want to have your Singer 5 in your deck.
So we see that Zeus go, or sorry. Well, we see,
Yeah.
sorry, we do see that Zeus go. Zeus sings, Zeus doesn't sing. Either way, we got it. The turtle sang the Zeus, and we see Scrooge get banished, which feels pretty good because that Scrooge is a problem. He is a 4/4 that is happy to trade into all sorts of, not even trade. He just deals damage and stays standing, and can sing as well. He's one of those, you don't think of him as a singer, but he is happy to sing songs if you let him.
It's like banishing one after the other. Like, what are you doing? I'm banishing all your characters.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work with this little key that he's holding. I just like to imagine he's just like beating people with it. But let's see here.
Like, RM in play. What are we getting here?
Well, Zan doesn't look. Zan's so the thing that I think like about Amber Steel Song is it keeps most decks on their toes. They are doing lots of things that make you be a lot more cognizant of damage just coming from all angles. So Zan, we've seen him have some really, really scary explosive stars, but in this case, he is being a little bit more measured, but it all ends up kind of the same place where now we have 2 items on board. We have the crab, we have the fishbone. So it's hard. It feels like Zan has got just this perfect skill with this deck where he, as long as he can survive for a while, he builds up that engine again. And, I don't know. I'm interested to see how it turns out. I do see that Hector has been very carefully protecting that world's greatest criminal mind because I'm pretty sure that card is mostly in his hand for this matchup. Maybe a Chernabog and maybe Maleficent.
So you want to deal with the big Tamatoa as soon as possible. You don't want to let the advantage sit too long. At the same time, you want to deploy your board as much as possible, so you're like you're torn between two aspects of the game.
All right, so Cheryl de Verendel is going to go ahead and be banished to give. Now, this is a card that I really like, and that is because it is kind of, I don't want to say it's a tech card because I don't know what is truly a tech card these days, but it is a card that people haven't used in a while, and now they are using it where it should be coming up on screen any moment. Did I do it right? It's coming. It just has to go through the internet and back. It is a card that allows... Nope, it's not working. And that's okay. It gives you resist for 1 turn. And it's kind of great because it is going to make that Tamatoa suddenly say, I'm not really afraid of Zeus. And instead they say, fine, I'll get rid of your Hiram.
It's one or the other at this point.
Yeah, and that Troubadour, one thing that we don't really talk about a lot because he's not really there to challenge, but he has resist 1. And we get to see one of our first today. I don't think we've seen it. A Whole New World. Have we seen that played today?
I don't believe so. Like, Whole New World has not been played so much since Sapphire Steel came. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. So that's a fun thing to do. I haven't seen Bare Necessities in a while, but it is a nice way to say, What you got going on over there? And the answer is more pain. He's saying, how many items do you even have in there? Obviously, he can go for, not obviously, he can go for anything that's not a character. So he's got Zeus, Fishbone, and Sail is what I'm seeing here. We're also experiencing a minor earthquake in Atlanta right now. So sorry about that. Or the outskirts of Atlanta. Or does the table look like it's shaking to you? Oh, it stopped. Maybe me pointing it out made it stabilize, which makes me feel very powerful.
So in the meantime, in the chat, there's a good question. Where is the troubadour from?
He's from your imagination. I don't know. I think he's from like a short. I think he's from like the Three Musketeers. I think he's from the Three Musketeers like movie thing. Like, you know how sometimes Disney was just making little weird movies? I think that's where he's from. So we see him go wide. So that's one of the benefit of A Whole New World is, you know, Zan's deck is not designed to go super wide, super fast, but that is one of the benefits of Steel Song is you can say, bleh, and just spit your hand out. And Lorekeeper not giving us a lore. I think I gave you the lore. I think it is. Look it up. I think it's Three Musketeers, and you're going to feel very silly about that time that you thought that I was wrong. Or I'll feel silly, but honestly, I feel silly most days. But Zan is now kind of on the defense. Now, Hector has not quested yet, apparently. Is that right? He hasn't gotten a single lore. He's just been on the defense this whole time?
No.
That's crazy. Poor guy.
You gotta set up your strategy before you go there and quest. Like, no one was telling Hector, oh, it is dangerous out there. Please take all those characters with you. Now you received the signal. So I believe we will see some action.
All right. So Valea TCG says it was from the Three Musketeers, which is I then said, I was right. So, Wabrizi, you owe me 50 cents. Also, Wabrizi, did you ever get that Cusco I sent you? I sure hope so. I sent him a Japanese Cusco because I'm a good friend. I don't harass him in his own chat.
Oh, wow.
I know.
That is great.
I know.
I love the Japanese cards so much.
I love them. It makes me feel so cool. It makes me feel cool when I'm at an event and I play my Japanese card. I'm like, yeah, that's right. It's in Japanese. My Nihongo is a little Jozu des, and I just feel really cool at my age. All right. So there's lots of thought here. We see.
The good thing is when you understand.
Yeah, well, yeah, right. I don't. So there's that. All right. So we see Zan with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ink. That was nice of me. Thank you. Notice Breezy's been pretty quiet since I said all that. Is Zan leaving? We've all been there. So, judge call on number of card draw. Probably, maybe. And that's okay. This is something I like to mention. We always say like, ooh, like people want to be very excited when judges are called. You should call a judge. If you have a question, call a judge. If you're confused about something, call a judge. Calling a judge does not necessarily mean anything nefarious, or you're even thinking something nefarious. It is just asking a question. So we don't know what they're asking, but I would imagine it could have something to do with cards drawn. And let's be real here. They have been playing since, let's see, they started at 8 a.m. is when this started. So, and we're around 7. So that works out, 7 hours.
Yeah, it kind of gets rough around 7 March. Depending on your endurance, it can be tough.
So, okay, so Why Breezy gave me a sub, so that's very nice. He did say, you're stupid, and then he gave me a sub, so now we're good. We're good now. And they called the judge, and they're doing hand talk, and it looks like they're going to keep playing. But like I said, if you ever see someone call a judge, that's the whole thing of it. That's why we have them here. It'd be weird if we didn't have judges. We just have to make weird faces at each other. I'd be out because I am so non-confrontational that I would just wither away under any hint of a piece of pressure. They still might be thinking about it. I don't see anyone touching cards, so they might be doing something in TCG you'll hear about is rewinding. So sometimes that could be rewinding footage. This is a stream match, but it also just means, okay, tell me what happened, who played what when. So he is going to have to say, I did this and then I did that. And so what we're watching here is what it happens. The judge will ask you to walk you through. That is why keeping a paper lore count can be really important. So you'll see people do that, and it's not just because they're nerds. It's because it is nice to have an audit trail to rewind it, because honestly, you've played this deck 7 in a row, so you're going to need something to help you walk back what happened when.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, tracking in pen and paper is the best. I gotta say, I had a situation where my I was like writing the numbers, flashing them when I had a new update, and so on, so on. So everything was tracked. My discard pile was in order for me to track everything, and my opponent was doing the same, but only like doing the bars, the vertical bar, and then when you're at 5, you slash them. So it was really hard to know what was the evolution of the numbers there. At a certain point, we had a debate about lore count. The judge came and was like, her count is more thorough. So everything that is told follows that lore count that she has done. So
Yeah.
the
And you felt like, I was doing nerdy stuff and writing stuff down, but it pays off.
yeah. Well, at the same time, I gotta say, with ADHD kind of makes you like all over the place sometimes. It's hard to keep track of everything, and the number of spoons I can give in a day, there's a limit. So if I can help myself, this is one of the tricks that is allowed in the game. I will take this trick anytime.
Yeah. So people are asking, hey, what's going on? What's going on? So I want to give a quick kind of thing. So right now, what was happening is there was a whole new world played, and then they did, obviously, Hector then played some cards. So we don't know who called the judge. We don't know what's happening. But ultimately what's happening is it looks like Zan stepped aside to talk to a judge. A judge came over and they did what was called rewind, where they kind of say who played what. So I won't do any conjecture on what is going on, but ultimately they are working on a judge call, which takes a little bit because ultimately they want to talk to both players, make sure that they get all the information, and then make the best call based on the information available. So we don't know 100% what's happening, but we do know something is under review, and they'll probably start moving cards and turning them sideways once that is done. But I know that sometimes it gets very exciting to be like, ooh, what do you think happened? And I don't know, so I won't really speculate on it. I do know that it is round 7, so that's the one thing I've been kind of saying is it is stressful playing this long. My brain is already kind of turning to mush, and all I've done is just talk about what other people are doing. It looks like there's some people in the chat. Are some people in the chat qualified tomorrow? Oh, I guess, yeah. I mean, everybody that stays in the tournament is qualified to play tomorrow, so that's pretty cool. Oh, so people are speculating about, did he draw too many off a whole new world? So, do I know? No, because I wasn't counting. Because here's my thing. White sleeves and black sleeves, not a big fan. Can't see the difference of them from this angle a lot of the times. One time I casted a match, and it was black sleeves on a black playmat and black dice, and that tested me as a human. But this is nice because we got these beautiful 20 Lore Pro playmats. What do you guys think? Do you think I should keep because I don't want to feel like but should we go to our faces? I don't know. I think we're allowed to show this. It's just a table as people think about things. Yeah, because what's going to happen is it's that kind of that math is when you discard your hands. So you start from 0. There's 0 card in hands. At that point, you are going to have to only have 7 unless you drew a card off of something else, and then whatever you play. So we knew Ariel and Troubadour were in play. He's played 3 cards, and it looks like there's 5 cards over there. So that does look like 8. So one might wonder, what do you do? And I don't know what you do in that situation. Claire's still here. Claire, what do you think?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just rambling because I just want to make sure everybody's like, because, people are checking in and they're like, tell us what happened. And I'm like, well, this is what we know. So sorry. What are your kind of thoughts on this?
Yeah, you gotta do the rewind and like put a pause to everything. Make sure the cards in hands are correctly identified. The cards that were played since the hypothetical mistake are displayed correctly. So everything. We want to retrace everything that happened from that moment.
Yeah, and you have to kind of listen to both sides, and that's the thing so judges are important, obviously, because they are the rules people, but they're also kind of the tour guides through this kind of situation.
The mediator, right?
Yeah. Oh, so Bare Necessities. He played Bare Necessities right after A Whole New World, so I think that's when Zan asked the question. So Zan should have a full clutch of hands as well because it was A Whole New World. So both of them discard and draw 7 cards. So I imagine Zan is either holding his cards in his hand. And then I think Bare Necessities is for whatever reason under A Whole New World because I think he was talking about it. But he did play A Whole New World. So the judge might be holding it, or it could have been reversed back into his hand. I'm not sure what the status of A Whole New World, a Bare Necessities is. But I do know that Bare Necessities was cast after A Whole New World, correct? Or do you not remember? Because honestly, that's putting a lot on you to be like, tell me yes or no.
Yeah. My brain is kind of. I tracked everything, but not everything at the same time. I didn't value this information, let's say, and I just can't recall it.
There is not 2 players named Hector on screen. Does it say Zan and Hector to me? It says Zan and Hector.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what. Rewind the entire turn of the game. Oh, okay. Let me see. What's the other stream? I closed it because I was afraid it was eating my bandwidth. So yeah, I mean, we can speculate. Not to sound like I'm not going to speculate. I am speculating a little bit. I mean, we can see what's on the board. As far as who's talking, the judges could be anywhere near them right now. I don't know how close they're standing. But sometimes they do talk to one at a time because, otherwise it can get heated. This is not a fun time to be arguing with someone about anything.
Yeah. Well, it seems it is taking some time to resolve, so we could be changing scene and open some other packs in the meantime. It seems that it might be in that situation for a certain time.
Yeah, so that way we can. So, yeah, well, this is what we're looking at. Nothing has changed on the screen. I don't want you guys to be like, they're cutting away from all the good stuff. Unfortunately, there's nothing to see on screen at this current moment.
We covered that and we're double telling.
I know. So let me go ahead and you get to see. I do feel bad. I opened a pack a few seconds ago because I was feeling nervous and I got a Queen Legendary. So honestly, that was a lesson to me to not open packs secretly. But I do have one more, and
Oh, you want to open it first? Okay.
Oh, okay. No, you open yours. I didn't even know. I thought you opened all of yours.
No, I did all open 4.
What does?
There we have it. Let's. Okay. Here.
Oh, my favorite chubby little mouse. Yokai. You're like, do you want me to show that? I'm just making commentary. Oh, another man. You chubby man, middle-aged man, chubbier mouse. And Pleakley. You know him. You love him. We got a gopher.
Moana. Really interesting.
Oh, I hope the next one's good.
And
That.
oh, it's a cute one.
Yeah. Well, I like that. Uh-oh.
Your turn.
Huh. He tried to say something to the camera, and then somebody caught him, and then we didn't get to read it. So that was very interesting. This is so interesting. I've never... my turn. I can't handle this drama. I'm not meant for this. Well, okay. So the good news is it's story card number 13. That has to be good. Man, I feel... Okay, I'm just going to show you. Can't tell from the sleeves. Yeah, that was the problem with the sleeves, right? Is that, like, it's hard to do the math of what's going on. Oh, we got Candlehead. We got Stabbington Brother, the one without an eye patch. Treasure Guardian. Okay, here we go. Sorry, it's, like, really hard to do this. Ink Blot. Let me get this out of here, because that makes me think I got an enchanted. I did not. Lady Cluck. Love her. We got Smee. I hate this Tuk Tuk. I get him all the time. And then this one. All right, I'm not opening. That was my last pack. So, well, everything's bad for everyone right now. We're all having a rough time. Oh, so players are sitting down. Let me switch back. Well, I don't know if there's actually anything that exciting. They're just kind of sitting there. But I think if they're both sitting, that means they're going to play. But I'll switch away if it's actually not the case. But yeah, if you guys want to count how many sleeves, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ink over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 8, 9. That's not really what's important. I think this is his hand. This is the bare necessities in question. So yeah, this is... If you guys want real time, this is what unwinding looks like. Very exciting.
The order the cards have been put into the discard pile, I think Bare Necessities have been played before Whole New World.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's kind of confusing because he did play it after. So, I don't know. So the judges have to kind of do a timeline. I'm sure someone just wheeled out a whiteboard and is doing like the, all right, if we do this, red string.
Yeah. It is harder to track cards that are that have been played for free, like songs, like from card effects in play. So it is harder for judges to do the reverse. So
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, in the chat we have like some people say it was played after. So I'm kind of confused.
Yeah,
hey,
me too.
This is SirAshtown with 20 Lore Pro. Just want to give you all a quick update.
Yeah, we've been kind of saying that. Looks like they're doing the judge stuff.
Yeah, they're doing a quick judge call. Right now the judge is making his determination. They believe that there was an extra card drawn after cards were played. So they're trying to figure out how they're going to resolve that interaction.
Yeah, and we're kind of telling them that, it kind of takes some talking. And so the judge staff is, you said that, I mean, they work with, are Charlie Collectible Showcase is the judge staff, I'm assuming?
They, I believe they contract judges to come and to be judges for the event. They have several judges here along with the head judge. And that's all separate from us, from 20 Lore. So when it comes to judge calls and judge rulings, as far as like what's happening on the board and the board state, we are just streaming. Yep. So we don't have the ability to talk to the judges and say, hey, we saw this, or hey, this is what happened. The judges are 100% in charge. So we are just here to help them and facilitate kind of what they determine is going to be the ruling.
Well, we will be on standby. We kind of switched. I switched. We were away for a while, then we switched back because I saw them both sit down. But as everybody knows, this sometimes takes a little bit. It is not something where so I was like, oh yeah, here it says in the rulebook this exact situation. So they just have to kind of break down what happened in the timeline. But I appreciate you checking in because yeah, I think everybody's like, what's going on? And the answer is we will know
Yeah.
once the judges know.
And that's just kind of what I heard from the side. So hopefully we'll have like an official like, okay, here's what the interaction did. Here's the backup, and
Thank you. Yeah.
hopefully we'll move forward. Yeah.
Yeah, and feel free to come in and if you want to just interrupt us because we're probably, I think more people will be interested in how that worked out than what we will be saying at whatever the time is you figured that out.
Yeah, I'll try to get kind of what happens on the board stay here. Hopefully they can resolve that soon. And thank y'all so much again for watching here on the Lorekeepers Inn with Katie and Clara. This has been a great tournament so far, and we are going to be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern here with rounds 8 and 9, followed by the top 8. And don't forget that 20 Lore Pro, along with the Lorekeepers Inn, will be live next weekend for the World Class Cards Lorcana 10K weekend. So we're so glad to have y'all here to be providing y'all with this competitive Lorcana here in set 7. Katie, Clara, y'all are amazing, and I'll sign off, and I'll come back later on if I have an update.
Thank you. I sang it, which was not necessary, but adds a little flavor here. But yeah, people in this has said, yeah, it sucks that it goes down like this because it's been a good game so far. And you're right. I mean, this Steel Song, I have such a place in my heart for it because it is a deck that is scrappy. It's a deck that is as powerful as the beholder of the deck. And as we know, Hector had the same score going into here of 5 and 1. So we don't know what's going to happen, but I'm with whoever in the chat said that like, I want to see more because this, and they might start replaying. We don't know how it's going to play out. But I did do some little research beforehand about, we were talking about the bubble. So basically what's going to happen is everybody tonight's going to go home and just get out their abacus and start doing some like little fun math and being like, okay, who can make it in? Who cannot make it in? What are our odds here? And there are 4 people who are undefeated going into this round. Their games are still ongoing. Let me refresh here and double check and make sure that's still true. Yes, the top 2 tables are still playing it out. At table 3, there is someone that says, Zan, I am coming for you. And they won, so that's kind of fun, but scary because Zan's already having a scary moment right here. But 4 undefeated, 1 is 5-0-1, and then 27 players have the same match of 5 and 1. So in the meantime, let me tell you about all the things my dog has eaten. I'm just kidding. I won't do it to you guys. But yeah, some people are saying, I just got to comment on some things people are saying in the chat about card knowledge. So people are saying like, hey, you're getting hand knowledge. Can you explain when someone's saying you got hand knowledge? Are you familiar? Because I assume it means that basically,
Yeah.
even if you put a card back, you already know what it is, which is more unfair knowledge, right? Maybe?
Yeah, so having extra card head knowledge means that you've seen a card that you were not supposed to see, and that could like have an impact on your decision making, probably helping you strategize further along the road and setting up a future plans that normally you would not be able to do at this point in time. So the extra hand knowledge, when it can be reversed, that is really hard to reverse. You already know the card knowledge. You don't want to mess or tamper with the order of the cards remaining in the library. So it's really hard to resolve correctly. So depending on I don't have exact judge knowledge about how to resolve this situation, unfortunately. But in more casual setting, you could say, okay, let's say that you want to reverse and go back to a state where you only know of the cards you were supposed to draw, and um, don't know what you're going to draw next, or I don't know. What is the exact order of the cards in your library? Then in that case, um, you can just shuffle the assumed 8 card back into the library, shuffle the library, and leave it as it is. However, doing that also tampers with the order of the deck, and in the case of Amber Steel, we have used some Ariel to choose possibly a song card and put the rest under the deck. So tampering with the rest of the deck makes it so that in that case it is hard to uh yeah yeah it is uh
Yeah, people are just are people saying they're about to restart. So it looks like they are reversing and shuffling. So we'll see how this plays out. Let me hide some stuff. I know. Sorry. This is the woe of me trying to multitask and cover here. So it does look like they're about to start playing, but they could be reenacting. So I'm just making sure you know they're not playing, but they could be just like reenacting and being like, all right, you were here. What were you wearing? So if I switch away, it's because they're not actually playing. They're doing like a reenactment of where were you standing when this happened. Um, Someone said that is some blue steel as he got some extra knowledge on the 8th card. I assume that's what you mean with BS. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm trying to get through this very awkward part of a stream where I don't want you guys to think that I'm like, I won't let you see, but I don't think they're playing right now, but they might be about to start playing. But they might be reenacting it because that could be a tool. Yeah, so I don't think that they are playing right now. But let me double check. They're about to do something. I mean, they're doing like, yeah, they're cutting. Okay.
so they went with the way I
Oh,
assumed.
yeah. They just shuffled in a random card to say, all right. So we're back. So good news is just know somewhere in the world, I am sure Joe Googly Glimmers is typing about this. So just know on Reddit, I know it. That man is so good at speaking. So we will see. If you guys have questions, I know people will be talking about this, but it's not me because I'm not a rules expert, unfortunately. But thank you for bearing with us. And thank you, Clara, for bearing with me going, ra-ta-ta-ta, this is my trying to fill time.
That is okay. You're doing the shenanigans in the back. I'm doing the shenanigans at the front just to entertain people and let them know of competitive experience. So just so everybody knows, it is really hard to establish a correct ruling in any tricky scenario like this one. So unless we have like a clear guideline on how to establish something like this, we might come up with the best of our judging to deal with that. And I think it has been dealt with in a way that was the best possible. I know some feelings uh, might arise from this, as any judge ruling might do.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I see Dan in the chat, so I'm sure Forbidden Mountain probably tonight. Well, how soon can we expect a video where you guys kind of break down what happened? I just know there's people that are really good at breaking this down. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard not to feel strongly about any. People play card games because they like rules and they like fairness. So anytime fairness starts to feel like maybe it's skewed, you can't prevent that from people feeling like something is or isn't fair. But I do know that the people in the community, for people just joining, Trek Pixel just said, so there was a judge call, there was an extra card drawn, a whole new world was played, and so it was trying to figure out, hey, how do we maintain board state? How do we make sure that this is fair? It looks like they shuffled in a random card that was drawn and then said, let's keep playing. So as far as the exact details, we don't know, but we do know they are playing, and the board state was pretty much... The only thing that altered is it looks like he played a Neverland instead. That wasn't played last time.
Instead of a Cinderella, right?
Correct. Yeah. So that means that the Cinderella probably wasn't drawn the second time when they had him shuffle back one card randomly. That might have been the extra card, or to compensate for the extra card drawn off of a whole new world. Yeah, to Forbidden Mountain Dan's point, Forbidden Mountain Dan, I assume, or it could be all of them sitting in a room together. We have to also think about intent. We don't know intent. We're not there. We don't know who noticed it. We don't know if Hector said, oh, I have 8 cards. We don't know if Zan said that. So that's another thing where we will find out over the next few days probably, or we might not. But we know that the judges decided that this was the most appropriate way to handle it. But one thing is, the reason why this matters is this is the last round for today. So after this, one person will be walking away with a 5 and 2, and the other person will be walking away with a 6 and 1, or technically 5 and 0 and 1. So it is an important round. It's how you end the day. The good news is, no matter how this goes, no matter how they feel, they get a night to go, whew, which I would be very thankful for, because I think we talk about tilted, and that's just kind of a funny word of saying I'm stressed and this is stressful. No matter how it ends, no matter how fair you feel, having a judge, having everyone looking at you is stressful. So I'm sure both of them are very happy to know that they get to go home and take a little breather after this. And hopefully tomorrow they can kind of start on a fresh page. I'm stressed, and I don't even have any skin in the game. But thank you guys in the chat for following along. Like I said, this is our last round we're covering today, but we will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. So there's that Miss Bianca. Earlier we talked about Troubadour. Why Troubadour? The funny thing we just saw is also Vanessa's in there. So at some point Hector said, I don't have to pick between Troubadour and Vanessa. I will do both. So that's a funny thing to see, that most people are like, should you run Troubadour or should you run Personal Vanessa? And then the taco commercial said, ¿Por qué no los dos? If you've seen that commercial.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, thank you. But yeah, it is funny to see that we were
Sorry,
talking about which one you play, and then it's both.
Yeah, like A or B. Yes.
Yeah, why I like singing. Okay, it's a singing deck. Why would I not want? I don't have to. All right, so we have seen this before, where Zan has a whole little treasure trove of items. Thank you, classic memes. That's me. I'm elderly. You wouldn't know it, but I'm 43. I'm just kidding. I'm not 43, but I feel that way sometimes. So we know that this crab and this Scrooge is quite the man to do some beatdowns with. Now, I didn't see, did you see if he was still able to get that Along Came Zeus? Did he still sing that and take the Along Came Zeus?
I think the bare necessities resolved
Prior to the whole new world?
Oh my gosh, my brain is mushy right now. I'm trying to focus.
No, I don't blame you, and I'm putting a lot. I'm like, Clara, you tell him. But no, I mean, so that is, so there was a time where he played a bare necessity. It could have been before or after, but we'll see. I'm sure. So this is going to be on my video on demand. So all of you, after this gets done, you can say, I can't wait to watch the part where all the fun stuff. First, before you watch that, watch the part where Wonderland was a cat briefly on my stream. Watch that. Then watch this part. Then go back to the cat because you'll feel better again. So That's my recommendation, where after this is done, check the video demand, and then we all can go, oh, on what happened together.
Hey, Katie. Hey, Clara.
Hey,
Oh,
we got a
hi.
man here, the man with the stuff, the
Yeah.
information. What's going on?
Quick update. Here's kind of synopsis. I spoke with the judging staff just to get kind of good understanding of what happened. They said that Hector had resolved a whole new world and accidentally drew 8 cards. And they reversed the board state that had been done afterwards to that state, and then removed a random card from his hand. And they continued board state after that, as if the whole new world had just resolved with the 7 cards as they should have been.
Do you have any information on if bare necessities and the taking of Zeus happened before or after Whole New World? That's one thing that our little tired brains could not. But if you don't know, because I know you weren't watching this match when it happened.
I was informed that the playing of bare necessities happened after the whole new world occurred.
Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And also, we're going to be bringing the main stage over to y'all to watch the remainder of this match. They're getting a 28-minute extension. So this match is going to be played to its duration, hopefully not to time. And again, we thank y'all so much for being patient here as we are watching the Charlie Collectible Show Lorcana 13K here with round 7. Don't forget, we're going to be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern with rounds 8 and 9, followed by the top 8. And then next weekend, 20 Lore Pro and Katie and Clara with the Lorekeepers in, we're going to be here live with the world-class cards Lorcana 10K weekend. So lots of Lorcana to go, and we're going to bring the main stage over to y'all. Thank y'all so much, Katie and Clara.
How much time is in
Y'all
the
are
round
great.
before you go? Don't go. How much time? Is he gone?
I don't know.
Oh, you're still there. Well, I wanted to know just roughly, because I mean, they're still in game 1, and I know that sometimes that can be stressful.
I can check, but I know for sure they had like a 30-minute time extension. So
Cool. Okay. Either way, just wanted to kind of get a vibe on, because
Yeah.
now who knows what time it is. I've lost
I
it.
know. I'll check.
Well, thank you so much.
Y'all have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So for anyone just joining, just catching y'all up, we are on game 1. I know when SirAshtown talks, sorry, someone in the chat says he's so reliable. I know when I hear him talk, I'm like, yeah, it is okay. But Clara, I've been doing a lot of jabbing. Do you want to kind of give them a little where we're at in the game and the highest of high over level view?
Yeah. So, in the meantime, we have seen Zan expanding his port presence into more characters. We have like 2 Happy Tamatoa, 1 Scrooge, 1 Big Tamatoa, a Pete and a Hiram Flaversham, along with 2 Fishbone Quill and 2 Popsicle to round this up. So, Zan just drew a bell off the Daisy Duck questing. As it is right now, Hector has a Gaston singing Whole New World, and we have a Bianca that can do something more in the turn. And both players have a fresh new hand of 7 cards, and I bet they are looking at those cards closely.
Yeah. They're like 1, 2, and they're going to do it again, which is an interesting thing here. Now, this is very interesting. So something that me and Clara have seen many, many times is Zan draws and draws and draws off of this deck. He is digging and drawing. And so this Whole New World plan is very interesting to me, because a few times this weekend, well, last weekend for sure, we said, is he going to run out of cards? So I'm wondering if that was on purpose here to get him where he knew that he could not draw more cards. And if he won based on being, as they call it, decked or milled. Basically, if you get to 60 cards and you or if you go to draw a card and you have none left, you lose. And so we do know that Zan has been drawing just a spectacular amount of cards. So you'll hear the term deck out, milled. All of it means that Hector went to draw cards and could. Zan went to draw cards and he could not draw the cards necessary. Are you surprised to finally see that? I've wondered if that's going to happen, but we have not seen it. And I wonder if it was intentional, and it feels like it was.
Yeah, I think Zan got milled out.
And
Yeah, that was game 1.
that's a spectacular end to game 1. I mean, and it's crazy because I mean, if you think about it, milling someone out, decking someone out, getting them to not be able to draw cards anymore is hard to do in most scenarios. But when you have a deck like Zan's, where you're constantly trying to get more cards, I've said many times, it looks like he's doing a deck check on his mat because you see all of his cards on the board. Where suddenly, maybe that's now the people are seeing through the meta is, hey, if you're playing against a deck like Zan's, just keep playing a whole new world and they're going to run out of cards and you won't.
At the same, yeah, in the chat, there is a comment saying Hector showed the third whole new world.
Oh, and he said it's coming.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Man.
So there was nothing to be done here. But it was done really quickly, so we missed it.
Yeah. But it's not surprising. I think, yeah, I mean, this deck draws a spectacular amount of cards and just keeps recycling them over and over again. So even after you're like, okay, I'll just put them in my discard, you keep playing them, but then you're still digging through your deck. So he got three whole new worlds played on him, and then the fourth just menacing in his hand was enough to say, let's go to game 2, because as you can see, we just wrapped up game 1. I believe they got a time extension, so they don't really have to worry about the rules causing them to run out of time necessarily, but they don't want to tie. They want to win this match. And so it's in their best interest to keep playing and get somebody to have the win at the end of this day. And yes, to Virgie 19, they are both 6-1, so they both would like to take home a win here if they could. 5-1.
Yeah,
Oopsie doopsie.
yeah,
Sorry.
5-1.
Thank you. I knew it was something in 1. My goodness. Yes, playing for 6-1. And like we mentioned before, this will be the last. And I'm going to go put the ad here so it doesn't start in the middle of the round. I know you might, well, is it better to do it now or wait until the things get going? Ooh, stressful. Now, okay. We'll just do it. So we'll catch people up. These are the most exciting parts. But for people that are still watching, it's a classic. It's a Daisy Duck. Now, Zan has not played anything but Sail here. He played a Sail. He inked. He played a Sail. So Zan's got a very slow start here. But he is on the play. And we do know that the momentum can turn very fast in his direction.
Yeah. It could be setting up for a turn. It could be setting up for a turn 3 Scrooge McDuck to counteract anything on the board.
I'm wondering if this name is right. I've heard a few people be like, is this Hector? Is this Hector? And now I am like second guessing myself. So let me look and see. So he's playing against Heck 400. So the person in the chat being like, is this actually Hector? I mean, the person is Heck something. So I think it's possible there's just 2 Hectors in the world, which could happen. There's Hectors all over the place. But I do the conspiracy. This is the second time someone in the chat has made me go, I don't know. I think it's Hector. All right. Are people back? No, they have 12 seconds. And then we can do the quickest recap. What a conspiracy. Are there 2 Hectors? The answer is yes. And 3, 2, 1. People are back. Did they miss anything exciting, Clara?
Not really.
No.
We got the third 3 Fishbone Quill.
Triggering that Daisy. Ooh, that feels good. Not for Zan. Feels bad for Zan. Because Zan really would love an Along Came Zeus. Yeah, the word Hector doesn't sound real anymore. It's real, I promise. There's one right in front of you. And the Troubadour. Ooh, wow. Well, that's not the worst thing to draw a card. You sing it on yourself, which is not fun, but he does have resist 1, so. And Zan has nothing on board right now. No singers, nothing. So he'd have to hard cast any song he sings.
So I'm wondering the singing of the Storm Rage on the Troubadour to ink a Gaston and play our Ariel. Was it that Hector had the Ariel and only uninkables? And didn't want to play the Ariel? To ink.
I mean, it makes me think, yeah, he needed to get some ink in his hand. He's like, well, this troubadour, if I have Ariel, then I have another singer. So that does make me think he's just trying to get. Now, did he hit off of that looking for a song?
I think he did hit something.
You'll have to bear with us. We've been watching this match for a while. So if our brains sound frazzled, it's because they are a little bit. All right. So let's see here. Let me make sure my card.
So Zan played the Scrooge McDuck, and got a popsicle, banished the played the popsicle, banished it to play a bell, and then inked a card. We are pondering if using the fishbone quill or not, and we will do having 2 ink and passing turn. So I think we are setting up a lot of ink to respond to anything the whole new world might do.
Yeah, because now Zan has seen through the horrors of Whole New World. We see a world's greatest criminal mind, but he goes for the strength here. To Nate, yes, this is game 2. Hector won game 1 through a very, very devastating mill out situation where Zan had to go ahead and concede because he ran out of cards. Yeah, and this inking a Pete is interesting here because, well, I don't know. It's hard because we know that Zan just got, or no, he didn't play Whole New World. Oh my gosh, I'm just so afraid of Whole New World that I can't stop thinking about it. So yeah, inking the Pete might not necessarily be the worst thing because ultimately clearing his board feels very good in this situation, knowing how much his board can get out of hand quickly.
So interestingly enough, we are dealing with the board. We are questing slowly but surely and denying any board presence to Zan, but Zan brings up a big Tamatoa, a shiny Tamatoa, let's say. And that is huge.
It is, but especially because we saw that there was a world's greatest criminal mind. He said, I don't want it. And that would be quite helpful right now. But he can start whittling away because a Zeus plus a Storm Rage on, or, well, actually, no, that doesn't work. Still, he can start whittling away. But yeah, it takes a lot more work now than it did when he had just a simple song of World's Greatest Criminal Mind. But he did opt to get strength over that song when he played Ariel. Ooh, 2.
Double Zeus.
Ooh,
wow.
That's all. He really didn't like that crab.
Well, the crab staying on board means playing popsicle, popping the popsicle, and then replaying it again after the quest with the shiny Tamatoa. So we are returning the popsicle to hand and then play the popsicle. It was done really fast here. Inking with the fishbone quill and passing turn. We're trying to get as much card draw and much resources, but I think Zan has no card in hand, right?
Which is kind of crazy. We have not seen that happen this day. He's been very, very filled with cards. So he's going through. He's like, what do I got over here? Because
the whole new world played means a whole new hand of 7 cards.
Yeah, 7. Count it again. 7. That's hard. It's just you don't think about these things, but now they do.
Once you experience it, let me tell you, you double check and you become paranoid. Like, okay, 7, yeah, 7. You have 7, yeah, go, okay. So, oh my, it is character galore on Hector's side. It is big. with no characters on Zan's side, being able to go wide and maintain that advantage will be the winning point for Hector.
Yeah, this is hard because I think something that's going to come up after today is the concept of tilting, and being tilted is not always like if something was done to you, but it can be really hard after a match like this. And so I'm not saying Stan is making any misplays. It looks like he's playing fine. But being in Zan's shoes after what just happened in that last match where a judge came over, they had to stop. This is the kind of match where it's hard because you just feel like, oh my God, you kind of feel like you just can't catch your breath. And Zan's a professional, so I think he's probably handling it very well and is probably not that stressed. But if I was in his shoes, this would just be hard. I'm on a featured match. This is game 2. This is the last game of the day. So we are looking here at, he's counting if he's at the Lorthal right now, and which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he is not, but we have seen that we've seen him ink a Cinderella steel stout-hearted. So he has to play in that thing where he knows that there's still several cards in Hector's hand, so he has to pretend that that's Cinderella could be stout-hearted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 on board, actually.
So I can't count. So
because
never mind.
Daisy. Yeah.
So this is a very, very, very pivotal turn for Zan, and we just saw Hector have removal after removal. So trying to see which of these items do I want.
So we're taking a look at his hand, then at the 4 cards. I think there's a choice to be made, and Popsicle is chosen to probably have more card draw.
Yeah, it says, as Forbidden Mountain just pointed out, I mean, the big difference here is there was no Hiram this game, and Steel Song just goes wider and wider and wider, and it's difficult. You have the spot removal, you have challenging, but obviously you can't if your character's just being played this turn, and then that spot removal, you run out of chances to play your character. So Zan just had a really rough start. I mean, he inked turn 1, played Sail, the Azurite Sea the second turn. So, I mean, he had a slow start and then just got completely this wall of fairy tale characters on the other side of the board from him.
So yeah, so something has to go on the other side, and there was no character there at the beginning of the turn. In that case, we need to have an answer to at least something on board.
It's hard. I don't know. So he can get rid of a Daisy. So he basically got some bells, got enough characters out there to get rid of the Daisy, which, if that Cindy shifts. Wow.
There we go.
That was a game, and I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's double counting here, but that is what Steel Song can do. I mean, my goodness. Steel Song has been a contender in this game since set 1, and it is just because it is a very, very powerful mid-range deck, and it can be very, very, very powerful in the hands of a player that knows how to time some of these things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and switch to me and Clara, and we'll do like a little debrief. But that was quite the match, so thank you to everyone for sticking with that. And if you have any questions, let us know. But Clara, that was crazy. What are your first thoughts? We're headed. That was the end of day 1, so we're we get to go lay in a dark room. Everyone's probably going to lay in a dark room. But that was a
Yes.
Steel Song 2-0 after watching a lot of Sapphire Steel winning.